Good afternoon, everybody. This is going to be a short tutorial on how to use FoundryVTT, just so when we can get into combat, we know what we're doing. I know that some of you guys are new to FoundryVTT, and you guys are going to be confused during your first game. This is just to avoid that confusion, make sure that our combat is streamlined, and it just makes it easier for everyone, less frustration, more fun. Alright, we're going to get straight into combat here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves in the perspective of the players. Pretend that you are one of these characters. Pretend maybe you are Randall. Randall here is a human fighter. Well, first thing Randall is going to do in combat is that the DM is going to describe how the combat is initiated. So for example, Randall and his companions Quintellon and Perrin are walking through the countryside. They're walking down a dirt path in the countryside. On the left and right is going to be these wooden fences that are used to hold together a wide cornfield. On the left and right side, you see the corn swaying to the left and right due to the wind blowing through the cornfields. But out from the corn pops these figures. They look to be these humanoids, these humans dressed in garbs of red and black. In their hands are a scimitar. And in front of you pops out a elf and what looks to be a white-robed figure, maybe a priest. The priest shouts out, "Hold there! Drop your weapons!" You call out, "Why? Why? What's going on?" And they say, "Drop your weapons right now. We don't want to hurt you, but we will." And you call out, "Why? Why should I do that? Why? What's going on? Why should I drop my weapons?" And at that point, maybe the priest doesn't want to talk anymore. Maybe he's frustrated, but the DM has said, "Okay, combat has started." First thing the DM's going to do is DM's going to ask for everyone to put themselves in the combat tracker. First thing you do is you right-click your character, then you would left-click the shield, and boom, you would add yourself to the initiative counter. Let's try that again. You'd right-click your character, left-click the shield, and you'd add yourself to the combat tracker. Now, DM would do that for the NPCs as well. So the DM would go over here and he'd just right-click everyone, and he would put everyone on the combat tracker. Next thing we're going to do after that is the NPC that the DM is going to rule for initiative for all the NPCs. So the DM is going to go over here, rule NPCs, and then you're going to go up here and you're going to roll your own initiative. So for example, if you were, for example, Gwyneth, then you roll your initiative. Gwyneth rolled an initiative of 13.1. If you were Randall, you would hit this red dice, left-click it, and you got a 1.1, so very unlucky. Next thing you're going to do is we're going to go straight to the first person in combat, which is going to be Perrin. Perrin goes over here, halfling monk. Perrin is going to assess the situation. What am I going to do? First thing Perrin's going to do, Perrin will charge up here, and looks like Perrin only goes 25 feet. That's not good. So he's going to dash the rest of the way to get right up next to the scout, end his turn. Next thing he's going to do is bandit. I'll left-click the bandit here, pop over to the bandit. Bandit's going to run on over and get right beside your ranger. He's going to go over here. He's going to select himself, and he's going to go over to inventory, and he's going to fire off a scimitar shot. It's a 5, right? So I fire off a scimitar shot, stabbing at your torso. You would describe how, 5, you'd look at your AC. So you'd go, my AC, 14? Yes. So I managed to dodge out of the way of the scimitar. Doesn't phase me. So he's done with his turn. Then the next person pops out. Next person goes here. He's going to go after Randall this time. So he's also going to do the same thing. He's going to pop out his scimitar, attempt to attack you. 11. You take a look at Randall's AC. It's AC of 19. Movement 30. Passive perception 11, but it's AC 19, misses you, so you describe how your shield blocks the blow, and he's done. The archer here has to face off against Perrin, so what is the scout going to do? Well, he's going to go here, he's going to try to do something against Perrin. So you notice that I take a look at him, he has multi-attack. I know what his multi-attack is. He has 2 attacks. He fires off 2 short sword attacks. He scores a 17 and an 8. So I would say I stab you 2 times in the torso with my sword. You'd go over to Perrin, you find out what the AC is, AC 15, so he manages to dodge one of them, but he gets caught by another short sword attack. So you'd go over here, you'd select Perrin, you select your character, you'd go over here, and you'd select this apply full damage button right here. Now, if you don't select your character, it's not going to pop up, but if you left-click your character, it'll pop up. And boom, he takes 5 damage, right? Takes it automatically. He actually should have taken 5 damage over here, so I should have done it from here. So next thing, if you accidentally do that, then you can just go over here, hit this heal button, you heal it back up, and then you just apply the correct damage over here. Okay, next, nice. Next thing you do, the bandit pops out, so I go over here, click act token, click left click here, it pops automatically focuses on your character. Oh no, flanking your ranger. He's gonna take out his scimitar, 19, but he has advantage, right? So he actually hits this plus button. So it's a 19 or a 6. It's when 19 is the highest roll. So that means 19. Does your friend take damage? So yeah, he's caught in the rear as this kind of punctures through his cloak and rips through his leather armor. And it kind of slashes him, drawing blood. So if you were Quinette, you'd go over here. Then you would go select your token, and then you hit here, apply 3 damage to him. Alright, after that, then it's Quinette's turn. Quinette's going to go into his inventory. She has a longbow, but she doesn't really want to fight in this close combat. How is she going to do this? Well, I think Quinette in this particular situation would just fire her longbow in a panic as she's getting flanked and fire it 2 times at this bandit. Does she have any multi-attack or any skills? Nope, she only has 1. So that means that she's going to go, knock an arrow, fire it off at this guy right here. You just tell the DM which one you're firing at. You just shift left click, you can do this ping. It makes it super easy for the DM to know who. So shift left click right here, and automatically centers it for everyone as well. So she fires off an arrow, but she has disadvantage, right? She's in melee range, she's using a ranged weapon. So she has a minus button. It would have hit if she had time, but because she was under pressure, she missed. That's unfortunate, so that's the end of her turn. What is Randall going to do? Oh, Randall sees that this is not doing well. Now, Randall has a choice. He can fight the guy in front of him, or he could go over here, risk an opportunity attack. So the bandit here fires off. I mean, he only gets a 12, right? So Randall blocks it with the shield, even though the bandit fires off a slash with his scimitar. Randall goes over here, flanking this bandit. Then Randall's going to brandish his longsword at 16, right? Fire off a 16. But he has advantage, so let's see if he gets something better. Nope, got a 9. 16, does it penetrate the bandit's guard? 12, yeah, so the bandit's unable to block it. Bandit takes 4 damage right there. Then here, oh, another bandit is going to go right there. It looks like it's a flanking fest as he's flanking Randall now. He's going to get his scimitar out, fire off a blow. He gets a 6, right, but he has advantage, so he gets over here, hit the plus button, he gets a 12. Randall manages to fling his shield around, blocking the blow. Alright, so that's it for him. The Acolyte up here, what is he going to do? Well, Acolyte can't really do much, so I'd go over here, I'd go up to Skills, Features, Spells, and I'd say, okay, maybe I use Sacred Flame. It's a DC 12 Dexterity saving throw. Basically, I've summoned this radiant blast of energy as it descends towards our Perrin the Monk. Perrin the Monk has to select himself, he has to make a Dexterity saving throw, so he goes over here to save, so he goes over here to Dexterity, clicks it, got a 25, he avoids all of it, right? Awesome. And that's it for him. Perrin over here, it's his turn. What is Perrin going to do? Perrin's going to go over here, and you can see that he's going to use, he's going to use his short sword attacking this scout. He's going to stab at the scout. It's a 14. I don't know if it hits or not. Then he's going to use martial artist. No, he doesn't have key yet. That's unfortunate he doesn't have key. That could be very useful in this situation. But yes, he fires off a short sword, and then he will also do an unarmored monk strike from his other hand. So yeah, because that is a martial arts ability, you can attack once with an unarmored strike on your turn. You can make one armored strike as a bonus action. So he would do that. So first thing he would do is stab with his short sword, 14, and he would give it a nice right hand hook with his unarmed strike. I think it's a 10. The DM would go over here, AC 13, so he'd say how she narrowly avoids your hook, but she kind of dodges straight into your short bow attack, or short sword attack. I'd select the scout, go over here, apply the damage, takes the damage. Very nice. And that's how you get combat. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going, until one person wins, one person loses. When people die, when people are rendered unconscious, I'll go over here and mark defeated, defeated, defeated. So as people get down, they go down, right? If they were criticals, then we go over here and we start
We do the criticals or fumbles here for the weapons, for spells. If you guys took a critical shot, if you guys went down, if you went into the unconscious state, if you guys failed a death saving throw and you rolled a 5 or less, then we'd have to do lingering injuries. So that's kind of what's going on here. And after all that, we go into looting, which is going to be either battle loot or chest loot, depending on how much loot there is. A battle loot is usually when you're battling against common people. Chest loot is usually when you're battling and there's like a vast treasure in front of you or a potential for treasure. I kind of do it on the fly. These are nice macros that I use for myself, but I can adjust it a little bit. I can add a little bit extra if there's a circumstantial bonus. If you role play like really well, then I can add this. And if there's not, then I would subtract a little bit. Pretend there's a situation where there's no potions at all, but this thing, it rolls a potion for you. Well, come on, there's no potion there, so I'm not going to give it to you. But most of the time, I'm going to be very generous. This is a hard world, and these macros, I want them to be generous. I want you guys to have fun. I want you guys to have a great time. So that's going to be it. I hope you guys have a great time. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. I hope you guys learned how to, kind of work your tokens, work the attacks, work the health damages automatically. And with that, I hope you guys have a great time. And, I guess I'll see you in game. Peace.